How's it going, everyone? Welcome to A3 Reviews, and today we're reviewing Truth. This film had great performances from the two actors, Eric Paul Erickson and Rachel Alik. And I think they did a really good job. They had really strong performances from both of them. Their portrayal of these characters in the dystopian land were very believable and very real and raw. I think that they did a great job doing pulling that off, especially for it being just basically the two of them in one room. Going back to that one room type of filmmaking, I feel like this movie needed a little bit more production design. Personally, I feel like that them sitting in a room with just empty walls and it's a concrete bunker type of feel, I felt unconnected to the characters and in their environment. And even though the characters are describing this world that was the Civil War and everything, I didn't see that, or I didn't feel that in this movie. I felt like I needed to see a little bit more to fully engage in the world that they were delivering. There were some story choices that they made that they didn't necessarily capitalize on. There was one moment where the bunker that they are in is bombed and starting to be bombarded, and yet nothing comes of it. I felt like that I wanted to see more of it, and I wanted to see, like, okay, what's the aftermath of that? Who's coming in? Who is doing this bombing? Who is doing this artillery raid? And nothing's being shown. We're only being told. And for a medium that is necessarily being a showing medium, I felt like I needed to see that, or some version of it, or something, or at least, at the very least, have someone come in saying, hey, they're starting to invade, or we're getting overrun, something to let me in on this world that they set up. The story overall in this movie, I felt like, was very surface level, and I wanted a little bit more from it. Yes, they did try to go into depth of the two characters, but it felt like they just kept reiterating what they already established within the first 20 minutes or so. And I felt like it was just padding for runtime, and it didn't really make me connect more with the characters than we already did within the first opening minutes of the movie. The ending of the story was very unimpactful for me. I felt like this movie should have ended right around the 45-minute mark, because I felt like after that moment, or after that sequence of events happens, that's when things start to slow down, and that's when the story starts to lose me a little bit, because I started feeling like, okay, that's when we started getting repetitive with the story and with the dialogue and with the story choices. And I felt like this movie should have been maybe like a TV series, or this is like an episode in a bigger show. Instead, this film feels like it's a short film in a feature film's body. And I think this film is a good concept, but it should have stayed within maybe a short film, a 45-minute to even an hour runtime of a short film. The concept overall I thought was really interesting and really intriguing, but I feel like the story overall was just very surface level, and it didn't go deep, or as deep as I wanted it to go. I felt that this movie would have gone deeper, or would have had more layers, had more depth into not only the characters but the story world that they were building, and showing us a little bit more. Overall, I think this film is very ambitious, and it should be applauded. The acting in this film is really, really good, but the story, I feel, is a little lackluster. Now, that being said, I think this film is actually worth a watch, just to see how ambitious this movie is, and to appreciate it. And not only that, but the strong acting that we get from the two actors in this film. And I think should be well commended for it. And everyone should at least check it out, try it out. November 12th on every streaming platform, Amazon, Xbox, PlayStation, everything like that. Go ahead and check it out, search for it. It's called Truth, and I'll see you next time.